Okay. All right. How's the sound for you?
Good. It's good now.
Good now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just make sure the audio is good on the stream. Hold up. Let me just make sure the audio is good. Okay. Yeah, we're in business. Okay. Red Corner, episode 6. You know what I'm saying? We talked about a couple things. The obvious one, Ryan, King of Cap, Garcia. Talk about, start off with that one. So did you watch the fight?
I did not watch the fight. I watched the highlights after because I fell asleep. Dude, I thought that I fucked up because I thought that the Yair fight was on Saturday and it was not. It was on Friday.
What? I thought it was. I thought it was
No,
on Saturday, but it was early.
no, it was on Friday. Was it on Saturday? But it was.
I
All I
swear.
know is I watched it on Saturday.
I'm pretty sure it was on Saturday, but it was early.
Was
Like
it?
it was early in the day.
Dude, that's weird.
I don't know
I
why
guess I just
UFC
didn't
did
know.
that.
I just didn't know what time it was then. But I did. But I watched it still.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, you're one. Bright
No. Yeah. 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 We can
Ortega
talk
hurt
about
his
that
hand,
later.
right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
we can talk about
first.
that later.
Okay.
It
So
was a
what do you think
doctor
about the
stoppage,
highlights? I
basically.
mean, it only went 6 rounds.
Yeah, it I was noticing that, okay, so I want to start off for the opponent, like his boxing was actually looked really good. Like he looked like he was utilizing his jab. It looked like he was being aggressive. He was going first a lot. I saw Fortuna just waiting a lot. Um Well, one thing that I did notice, I just noticed a lot of things that, like, when he goes up against someone like Tank is going to be able to exploit. So, like, for example, like he loves to throw that 1, 2, 3, but like, and I get, and it's good. Like he has it sharp, and he ended the dog's barking. He ended his last fight with, or sorry, he dropped Tego with it and ended this fight with it with that 1, 2, 3. But to me, it's just like he throws it too often. So like he gets into that mode where he's like he wants to unleash, but it's like the first thing he throws is that 1, 2, 3, and it's just so predictable. Where it's like someone like Tank is super high level is going to be able to exploit that.
Yeah.
Um, but that's just one of the things I saw. Other than that, I honestly thought it was a really good, dominant performance from him.
Yeah. Yeah. A couple things. So Ryan did his thing. He did what he was supposed to do. As I told you before the fight, I said this Fortuna has a chance of beating him. I told you I was still leaning towards Ryan. But Fortuna had a chance. Fortuna is, he's 33 years old. He's past his prime. He's an undisciplined fighter. He can be dangerous. He can be a dangerous fighter, but he's just undisciplined. As soon as he has any type of trouble, he abandons everything that was working for him and he goes to try to slug. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but one thing I noticed this in every single Ryan fight. And I don't know if the highlights really, show this part, but whenever a person presses Ryan, gives him any type of pressure, like basically what I mean is has him stepping backwards, his body language when he takes certain hits, and his body language in general, boxing backwards, is it's not what you want to see it for if you were his trainer. Like he doesn't like it at all. Because a couple times Fortuna would land a shot and have him going backwards, and he would just shell up, and it wasn't a good look for if you put someone like Tank in there with him.
Gonna pressure him, get him
Well,
out of there quick.
it would not go well for him because if you're gonna fight Tank, you have to be able to be comfortable in 95% of the doing 95% of the positions you're gonna be in. So you're not gonna just be walking Tank down. You know what I'm saying? We've seen that before. We've seen that story before. When he fought Mario Barrios at 140. Mario Barrios, for the majority of the fight, was walking Tank down until Tank figured him out and he started pressing him.
There's the uppercut, right? That
I think
that
it's uppercut to the body. I think at first that got him down, and then I think I can't remember what else knocked him down, but I know it was like 2 or 3 knockdowns.
that was that the fight that Floyd was like, "You're losing."
Yeah, that was the fight.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
or yeah, that was the fight. That was the fight. That was the fight. Yeah, yeah. Man, I'm telling you, I love Tank. I love watching Tank fight, man. He's my favorite fighter to watch. He's not my favorite fighter, but he's my favorite fighter to watch.
Hmm.
But again, I'll say that I don't like Ryan, but he did what he was supposed to do. He did have a solid performance. What I'm saying, but I'm telling you, if we don't see him against someone in the top 10 rankings or top, 7, 6, because at the end of the day, bro, Fortuna came off a loss. It would have made sense for him to fight Jojo Diaz because Jojo beat Fortuna to fight Devin Haney for the belt. I don't really understand the logic there, but
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
it just doesn't make
I was
sense.
like, what?
It
How in
doesn't
the
make sense to
hell
me, bro.
was he
Like,
about to fight Devin Haney?
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of things just don't make sense with Ryan. I have a feeling that they really don't believe in him. That they don't want to put him in with certain fighters. Um,
I mean,
but
do
I
you
heard
believe in him? Who in the top 10 do you think that Ryan can beat?
honestly, bro, top 10. See, let me find out the top 10 ranked lightweights. Let me find out real quick.
That's so funny.
And like, I know. Top 10.
I have I actually have the James Toney fight up.
Okay, did you finish it?
I'm in round 4. I thought I was farther along, but I'm only in round 4.
This guy, bro. You need to finish that fight, bro. You need
I
to
thought I was
finish that.
farther along. Yeah, I have it up on the TV right now next to me.
Okay. Hold on, let me find out. Okay, so I'm looking at the rankings right now. Okay, so let's see.
Uh
Okay, so number 1 is Devin Haney, of course. Number 2 is George Kambosos. Number 3 is Teofimo Lopez. Number 4 is Vasily Lomachenko. Number 5 is Gervonta Davis. Um, Number 6 is Ryan Garcia. Number 7 is Isaac Cruz. Number 8 is Joseph Diaz. Number 9 is Richard Comey, and number 10 was Javier Fortuna. So he took literally the number 10 spot fighter. But any other so he could probably he could take Richard Comey. Richard Comey is weak at this point in time in his career. I don't see him giving him any issues. Well, I'm not going to say that, but I don't see him. I see him, Ryan knocking him out. Joseph Diaz, I can honestly say I think would beat Ryan Garcia. He's very tough. He's just a little bit small. He used to fight at 130. I don't know. The size would definitely bother him because, bro, if you look at Ryan, bro, he's not going back to lightweight.
yeah.
He's at 140 pounder now.
He looks big, bro.
He's big, bro. He's 5'10". He's a big dude. He's a big dude, but he's probably not going down to lightweight anymore. Isaac Cruz, I think, beats him. I think Isaac Cruz can knock him out. And then he does not beat Tank. He does not. He might be able to beat Lomachenko. See, Lomachenko is weird.
I don't
man.
think he can beat Lomachenko.
I don't know if he can. Lomachenko is just.
I think he's too good of a boxer, bro.
No, he for Garcia definitely, but I don't know if he's gonna fight scared because if he fights scared, Ryan might beat him. Because we saw what happened when he fought scared against Teofimo Lopez. He gave away 7 rounds. You know what I'm saying?
True, but in that fight though, didn't he go into that with like his shoulder was messed up?
Well, people can say that, but at the end of the day, I don't think that mattered because when Vasily Lomachenko when he realized he was down those 7 rounds, when you saw rounds 8 to 11, those rounds were like so one-sided, and I mean one-sided as in Vasily Lomachenko. Lomachenko beat his ass. I remember watching that fight. I watched it at a bar, like live, and I remember I was shocked because I wanted Teofimo to win, I was so angry about. I was shocked at what Vasily Lomachenko was doing to him. Like, yo, how is he hitting him? He was, you know what I'm saying? So even though he might have been injured, I don't think it mattered because, in those 8, 9, 10, 11, he absolutely dominated Teofimo Lopez. In the 12th round, Teofimo Lopez edged it out. But I think that Vasily Lomachenko gave away that fight. I think he gave it away. Because had he pressed it from the beginning, it wouldn't have been close. Because even in the rounds that Teofimo won, Vasily Lomachenko was still landing some good shots on him.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, and you could tell he was fighting scared. He was worried about his power, and then he kind of realized that, yo, I'm down 7 rounds. I got to make something happen, and he did what it did. But he just can't fight Ryan Garcia scared. But if he doesn't, I think he wins easy. I think he beats him easy. You just never know what you're gonna get with Vasily Lomachenko. You never know. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's probably I'd probably lean towards 70% Vasily Lomachenko winning, 30%.
Do you think that Lomachenko is the best counterpuncher
No,
in
he's
that
good.
division?
No, he's really good at creating angles, and that's why it kind of seems like he's really good at counter. I mean, he is, but so if I'm trying to hit you right, and you create an angle and you make me miss, of course it's going to seem like you're an amazing counter puncher, but really all you did was create a really good angle and you hit me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a counter puncher to me is like, I don't know if you know him, but Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is welterweight, and his whole style is pretty much counter punching. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to send you some highlights of him, but he's up there though. Devin Haney's a really good counter puncher.
Bro, I remember watching his fight against Nakatani, Lomachenko, when he fought Nakatani, and I actually ended up watching that live. But I remember, like, maybe weeks later going back and, like, getting a notebook and just writing down, like, every counterpunch he did. Not only made it to, like, the second round, and
Really?
because I was
Was that
just
money?
sitting there, bro, he would, like, just set him up. Like, I remember the one shot he was in Orthodox, and I
Mhm.
remember him uh like faking to count, almost like faking a counter. Like I remember Nakatani threw a jab and he slipped it to the outside and he stepped in and he fainted like he was gonna throw a body hook, but he threw a straight right instead. He moved in and threw a straight right, and just his ability to like create the angle and
Yeah,
then
yeah. That's
move
that's his
in,
that's his specialty, man.
dude, create the angle and move in, and then close the distance as the guy. He doesn't really realize that he's closing the distance.
Mhm.
It was honestly like
Yeah,
just some very high
yeah.
level stuff,
Oh
bro.
yeah,
Like,
definitely, man. He's a good man. I want to see him against Devin next. If I had to choose, I want to see him against Devin, but we don't know. I know he's coming back in October, from the war,
mm-hmm,
so I hope we can get that fight. But what I was saying about Ryan is basically the gist of it is that he cannot fight backwards,
mm-hmm. Like kind of like Tiafimo.
like Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah.
He cannot fight backwards. When he fights backwards, he gets very uncomfortable. And I'm telling you, bro, if like I said, I don't know if they showed those in the highlight, but he looked very uncomfortable when he was eating the shots for Fortuna when he was going forward. Like, it didn't look good, you know what I'm saying? But Fortuna gave up, man. He quit. He quit, man. You know what I'm saying? He just quit. He just couldn't take it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I knew from the first 2 rounds, I was like, okay, if he keeps eating those left hooks and the straight rights, this is not going 12 rounds. I knew it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, he's not a disciplined fighter because he was dodging some of them, but he when he got caught,
Mm-hmm.
when he would get clipped with a good one, he'd abandon everything.
Just ego. He doesn't stick to the game plan.
No, it doesn't exactly. It doesn't stick to the game plan. Like he was fighting. His last fight was Joseph Diaz, which he lost, but he won. He won like the first 5 rounds. But as soon as Jojo Diaz kind of pressed him a little bit and was starting to land and get it successful, he abandoned everything and started to brawl. and that's what.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because he's just like, you know, he can't stand not touching you.
He wants it. He fights. I don't know if he fights not angry, but just he wants
No
to get
delayed.
back. You want what do you say?
There's no like delayed gratification.
He
Like
just
he just wants to touch you. He
exactly
can't be patient, is what you're
exactly
saying.
that's the perfect way to put it. He's not patient. He can't be patient. He doesn't think about, okay, let me, what can I do to make, what I'm saying? Like when they're fighting, bro, you gotta, you know how it is, bro. You gotta really think
Hmm.
sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, if you're not a fighter that works off instinct, you gotta think. You gotta really think with your head. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Yeah, freezing up here a little bit.
yeah, I don't know what the hell.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. If it freezes up again, I'm gonna restart.
All
My,
right,
my yeah, it feels good. Let me restart. Hold up.
all right. Shoot, guys, I forgot to grab a drink. Just gonna have to wait.
Okay, I'm back in.
All right.
Okay, so but one thing I didn't want to talk about is people keep talking about, is Ryan ready? Let me see. Did my picture come up yet?
Yeah, come up. It came up. It's just it's a little slow. It's
Oh,
lagging.
okay. Can't see you yet. Okay, there we go. All right. So people want to talk about, is Ryan ready for Tank? And my opinion is, who cares? He called out Tank. Make the fight. Make the fight.
Yeah, didn't he called him out on Mike Tyson, didn't he? Because I think I saw that
Well,
episode.
yeah, that was like two
That was
years
a
ago. Man.
while ago,
That
bro.
was a while ago, bro. And he, man, it's okay. I'll go into the whole thing, man. So he starts calling out Tank, which I think it was just clout chasing, but whatever.
Mm.
He just called out Tank, and he just said all types of wild stuff about him, this and that. You know what I'm saying? Then, as the fight is about to be made, because I remember I was real excited for it. I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna make the fight. I was just excited. All of a sudden, Ryan Garcia talks about he has a fight with Manny Pacquiao. All of a sudden, people believe it. A couple of weeks later, come out, Manny Pacquiao's team says they're going to sue if he keeps on talking about that because it's not true, and um, basically they don't want him using Manny Pacquiao's name. So we find out that was all cap. We found out that was all a lie. You know what I'm
Huh.
saying?
I was wondering about that.
Yeah. We found out it was
So it's
not.
just made up completely,
It was me.
like out of
That's
thin
the
air.
thing. Ryan caps. He's a capper. This is what
I
he
can't
does. He
respect that,
caps.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like okay, if that's what happened, why couldn't the Tank fight be made? You know what I'm saying? Then a couple weeks later he announces the Luke Campbell fight. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
to me, what he does is he uses Tank to propel himself because once he talks about Tank, people automatically listen, and basically he's clout chasing. Like, okay, if I have a fight, that's why now he's calling out, or a couple weeks before he was calling out Tank because he has a fight soon, which was last night. Get you talking about him, get you talking about the potential fight between him and Tank. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole marketing strategy, but I think the fight can really happen. I was listening to some guy's stream, and he was saying that Oscar De La Hoya is apparently going to sell Golden Boy in a
Mm.
couple by the end of the year, and basically he's gonna, at that point, he's not gonna care what the hell happens to any of the fighters, and he said he's just gonna let Ryan fight Tank. So if that's true, the fight will happen probably December.
So Ryan's under Golden Boy.
Yeah, Ryan's under Golden Boy
Okay.
with Oscar De La Hoya. And like Oscar De La Hoya is like on video. He's been heard to say that Ryan was not ready for Tank. Like there's a video of him saying he's laughed. He started to laugh. He's like he say Tank is a monster. Like you know what I'm saying. Like
I saw that video, I believe.
yeah, they don't believe that Ryan should fight him right now. Like they don't.
I mean, why would Ryan believe that Ryan should fight him right now?
I mean, I can't be mad at that because that's what you should be feeling as a boxer. But I mean, from us looking at it from the outside, I agree. He's not ready for Tank.
I mean,
But,
I think. Go ahead, bro.
Like I agree he's not ready, but at the end of the day, bro, he's a man and you called him out, so you better back your words up. You know what I'm saying? Like at this point, you know what I'm saying? Like if he never mentioned Tank's name, right? Never mentioned, but people were kind of pushing for it, then I'd be like, then it would be different, right? Then it would be different because it was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, no, let him fight a little bit more, let him get more experience, this and that. But he said his name first. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you get what I'm saying? Like it's him starting the smoke. So, bro,
Honestly, bro, that kind of reminds me of that reminds me a little bit of this guy in the UFC. His name is Yo Queen, but I don't really know how to pronounce his name. But his name is Buckley. That's his last name. He's a middleweight. Um, but he's not like a I'm not even sure if he's ranked. If I'm being honest,
oh
I don't
yeah,
remember where my phone went. But I'm not. Let me actually look it up real quick. I'm not. I don't even remember if he's ranked. But I just remember that that he just talks a lot to to just fighters who are better than him. Like for example, I saw a video of him talking to Darren Till, like to him trying to set up a fight with Darren Till, and Darren Till like basically just didn't even know who he was. So yeah, it just
does that stuff
Ryan.
work in the UFC? Because like in boxing, bro, you can talk yourself into a big fight.
I mean, it can work, but you have to be like actually good. Like you have to be able to create a storyline. Like that's why like I'm trying to think of like someone who gets into a lot of fights that they're just not supposed to be in. Uh to be honest, that just doesn't. I'm
Doesn't even
well, actually, like Connor, like they were talking about Connor fighting for the belt, even though he came off of like two losses. They were talking about him fighting for the belt, even because they were talking about him fighting for the belt. It's a combination of him being able to like show enough skills in the octagon that he's like still relevant, but
right.
also
Yeah,
it's really
Connor's.
just
Yeah,
his ability to sell fights, bro.
yeah. No,
And
that's
it's
what
like
carries him a
people want to
lot.
see him fight.
Hmm.
People want to see him fight. That's what it boils
Definitely,
down to.
definitely,
He's
definitely.
entertaining.
He's
People
he's
want to see him fight.
his star status and like situation is unique to like any other person. You know what I'm saying? Like he can lose and people will still want to just and people don't even really want to from what I see, people don't even really want to see him lose. But they just want to see him in the octagon. You know what I'm saying? Like with
No,
Floyd,
100%.
you know what I'm saying? With Floyd, people wanted to see him get knocked out. Like
See,
they
that's with Connor.
even
People do want to see him get knocked out because they don't like the pre-fight antics and whatnot. Because he's a shit talker, bro.
oh yeah, definitely.
Everybody wants to see a shit talker get knocked out. So I think people do want to see him lose, but it's like the vitriol that exists for him. Like there's you can like if you find one person that absolutely hates him, you're gonna find another person that absolutely loves
Loves.
him.
Right.
He's like, bro, he's just a very polarizing character.
Right,
Very
yeah.
polarizing.
That's very true. With Floyd, he definitely has more haters than lovers, no question about it. Um,
Mm.
you know, no question about it. You know, say people. I meant, man, like I told you before. I met a guy that's in Connecticut. He said he made $40,000 off of betting off Floyd. Throughout
Yeah,
this whole
yeah.
career. Yeah. So like, you had people that were just adamant that their fighter is gonna knock him out. Their fighter is gonna do the job, and it never happened. It never happened, bro. Imagine that, bro. Imagine going through, the whole 2010s, whole decade of fights of you know what I'm saying, you're banking on the other fighter for the other guy to get to lose, and this shit
Mm-hmm.
never happens. Like, this is before our time, really. You know what I'm saying? Kind of, this is our time right now, but I can
Yeah.
just imagine, bro. Like that was kind of without social media, but I can just imagine the debates, the barbershop debates, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Floyd, he shut them all up. Like, I gotta give him that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? He never lost. So, yeah,
Yeah.
man. Connor's situation is different.
What
So,
what
oh, go ahead.
fight do you think that Floyd arguably lost?
Um, to be completely honest, people say I don't know if you've heard it. People say Jose Castillo. I don't know if you
Yeah.
heard of that fight. They say he lost that one. I watched it. I don't think he lost. He didn't have as much success as he usually does, but and Jose Castillo did do good, but he didn't see a lot of these fights that they say that can Floyd. I think there's two main ones that they say he lost. One is Jose Castillo, and the other one is Maidana. I haven't watched the Maidana fight. I need to watch
Maidana,
that.
I've heard of.
Yeah, my what's his name? Fuck, can't remember his first name, but those are the two fights that people will say that he lost. But I watched the Castillo fight. He didn't lose, and the other guy did. The other guy didn't do enough to win the rounds. You know what I'm saying? He did.
Mm-hmm.
The rounds were somewhat close, but Floyd always edged it out. So there isn't an actual fight that I could say, yo, he lost this fight. Um, my favorite fight from him though is I think I told you about it. It's him versus Manuel Augustus. Um, I think I told you about that fight. I'll have to send it to you, but that's my favorite fight from him. It's not a fight that I'd really rewatch because I did rewatch it and it wasn't the same. But the first time watching it is incredible. I'm gonna send you that link. I'm definitely saying that. But yeah, man. Silva versus Israel, man. Wow.
Oh yeah.
That was a absolutely just a masterpiece. Like
Yeah,
if
man.
it was a painting, that'd be a Picasso painting. Like it was just you know what I'm saying? Like it was just high skill stuff, man. High skill stuff.
That's what you like, man.
Yeah.
That is like the closest thing to be like that is the closest thing that you can get to like a kung fu movie, but still being real life.
Facts.
I get what you're
Facts. No,
saying.
real talk. Real talk. That's a good point right there. Like kicks, like in it. No, it was like, yeah, man. That's probably my top, like definitely my top five favorite UFC fights. My other ones are Chandler versus Gaethje.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's hard. Those are my two
Watch the
definitely.
fight that I sent, bro. Watch the fight that I sent you today,
Yeah, Max in Qatar.
bro. Watch the one that I sent you today, and you're gonna be like, what the hell is this? You're gonna be like, this sport is ridiculous. This sport, you're gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like, this sport is ridiculous. Just
I have
watch.
seen like highlights of the Lawler and Robbie fight or Rob, what's his name?
Lawler,
Rory. Rory.
or yeah, I get what you're saying.
That fight was just absolutely just like yo, that shit was too much. I'm not gonna lie, yo. That like their noses were just like beaten down to the
Yeah,
ground. Like
bro. Robbie Lawler's he's just so tough, bro. He's a savage, man. I mean, that's the only way to put it. There's just some guys, bro, who like even they have the skill because Robbie Lawler's a former champ, so it's like they have the skill, but it's like it's just some people you see they have just a different type of tenacity, bro.
mhm,
They just have like a different gear that
exactly,
people don't
exactly,
have.
and
They can just
that's
get up.
hmm that's so important to have that in fighting, man. To have that other gear, to have that seventh gear, that sixth gear.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just so important, man. Like Oliveira has it. Oliveira has it. That's why that's probably the only one I know. I haven't seen anyone really push Usman. You know what I'm saying? Like other
I would
than what
say
he
Usman has it. Really? Okay, go watch the Gilbert Burns fight.
okay.
You watch when he fights Gilbert Burns because he gets hurt in that fight and he
Okay.
recovers and,
Okay.
and
Okay.
he comes back and knocks Gilbert Burns out
Wow.
in the next round. So, but
Okay.
he gets hit with a vicious, like right hook, I believe it was. Excuse me, like a vicious right hook and like wobbles him, like hurts him bad because
Mhm.
Gilbert Burns can crack, bro. So like
He's a
Gilbert Burns is
monster.
also not a small like I
Yeah.
guess for welterweight he's a small guy, but he's not
Is
like
he?
a he's
How?
not a small guy. He used to fight at lightweight, so
Okay. Oh. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
But he's
Yeah.
still like
Burns,
he can still
Burns can
crack.
hit. Burns can hit, bro. Burns
Yeah, bro.
can.
He can
He's not
crack, man.
no game. Not no game for sure.
He can crack, man.
Yeah, for sure. In boxing, who has a sixth gear? Who has a seventh gear in boxing? Um, I'm trying to think who has like that like extra gear. Because Floyd didn't really see like he was so above most of the guys he fought. You didn't really see him have to put it
Yeah.
in. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't really see him do that. Um, James Toney, that was one. If you watch the fight, you'll know exactly what I mean. That
Yeah.
fight is, bro. Like you need to watch that fight after this, man. Like that fight, that's definitely one of my favorite fights. Like the shots landed in that fight, I can both of those guys are punch drunk right now. Both those guys are, and the other guy, Mike McCallum, he's from Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, and
Is it that? Is that the guy who had? Dude, who was it? Who was the heavyweight from Jamaica with a vicious left hook? I can't remember his name.
um, I don't know if we're talking about the same guy, but I do know Razor Ruddock.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah, he's from Jamaica, I
yeah,
believe. Yeah, he fought, and I think he fought Mike Tyson too. Let me
yeah.
just
That's
double
why I
check.
was thinking of that.
Let me see.
Jesus, gets dark so fast. What the heck? Oh,
Yeah, Jamaica won. 30 KOs, total fights 47, 6 losses. You know, but yeah, man. So I want them to make that fight next with Ryan Garcia and Tank. Just make the fight happen already, man. Like at this point, it's like we've been talking about this for so long now, for like two years now. You know what I'm saying? 2 years of Ryan calling out Tank, Tank saying, "Okay, let's fight," and then nothing happens. Like I'm tired of it. Let's make like boxing is just it's so annoying at this point. They milk the shit out of these fights. I think the shit is yeah.
it's
I have to
frozen.
restart. Yeah, it's frozen. Hold up. Yeah, let me restart again. Hold up.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, man. Like it's at this point, it's just getting annoying. Like I just want to see them fight. Or, like either they're gonna fight or they don't. You know what I'm saying? But let's stop talking about it if it's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's just annoying. But if they do fight, I see it going probably 8 rounds.
Yeah.
Probably 8 rounds. You know what I'm saying? And then I think Tank would have him out of there. Because Tank is just gonna have to basically get Ryan comfortable with what you were saying, throwing those predictable shots. Everything he threw in that fight last night was predictable.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he threw was like, okay, you could see it coming. It's just that Fortuna was simply just not skilled enough to take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? He simply was not skilled enough, wasn't disciplined enough. He's an older guy. He's fighting above his weight. You know what I'm saying? He's a 135 pounder. They're fighting at 140. He looks slow too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and if they do fight, it's probably going to be at 140 for Tank too. It's probably going to be at 140. Um,
Does Tank fight at 140?
he's had one fight at 140 before. One fight.
Mm.
And that was Mario Barrios. Um, and but I think his power carries over. He knocked out Mario Barrios, which Mario Barrios the next fight he had he fought one of the former top welterweights, and Keith Thurman at
Oh yeah.
147. Yeah, and Keith Thurman couldn't knock him out. Keith Thurman could not knock him out. So that says something. If Tank that started off at 130 can knock out a guy at 140 that one of the top welterweights fought and could not knock out, that speaks volumes.
Mm.
That speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
I do think Tank just has he does have freakish power, man.
yeah, it's something where like there is science to it, but to his power, I can't understand how he has that much. But I do know that smaller, like shorter people have more torque,
Hmm.
so that you can generate more power usually. You know what I'm saying? Like there's that end of the spectrum, and then you have like Deontay Wilder, which is super long, so he can generate a bunch of power. Doesn't have as much. Well, see, when you have so much, when you have so much length, you can just generate so much power. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But on the other end, when you're short, you can make that quick.
Quick,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
Torque punch. So that's that. But as far as Tank having that much power, I mean, shoot, that's kind of. I mean, he knocks out
Frozen.
Frozen, bro. What's going on? This computer is messing up.
All right.
Yeah, like it's he's a special man, but he needs to fight someone good though. He needs to fight someone really good, like the top. He needs to fight someone in the top 10. He hasn't fought anyone in the top 10 yet. Let me look, make sure. He has not fight Kambosos, Teofimo, Lomachenko, Devin, um, Ryan, Cruz. Oh, he fought Cruz. He beat Cruz. Okay, so that's one. But he needs to fight someone in the top 10 at this point in time. Like it's getting ridiculous, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because what's gonna happen is in 5, 10 years, when he's done fighting, they're gonna say he fought no one. That's what they're
Mm.
gonna say. You know what I'm saying? So he
Yeah,
needs to fight something good already, so that he can solidify his place in history. We
yeah.
know he's a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? We know he's a good fighter. We know he's one of the best lightweights, but we haven't seen him defeat any of the ones potentially that could beat him. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? We need to see you under some real stress. We need to see you under some real, trouble. You know what I'm saying? And I think the person that's going to give that to him is Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. I
Okay,
think those
yeah.
are the two guys that are really going to give him. And I think he beats Shakur, but I don't think he beats Devin. I don't think he beats Devin. You know what I'm saying? I think Devin. See, I like Shakur a lot as a fighter, but I don't like. See, when he gets pressured, I don't like his body language either. I don't like his body language. He gives me nervous energy when he gets pressured a lot. Devin Devin seems to take it very well. Any type of pressure, he knows how to nullify your pressure, pretty good. So I think Devin will be, but he cannot get touched with one of those crazy shots by Tank.
It
No one
seems it,
can.
it seems like some fighters can't like accept that they're on the back foot.
See, like if you're gonna be a boxer, I feel like that has to be an essential part of your game plan
Yeah.
of your training, being on the back foot, because you're not. Someone has to be walking forward. Someone has to be walking backwards.
Hmm.
It may not always be you. You know what I'm saying? Like I was sparring yesterday, and see, I can fight going backwards, but when someone kind of like, because I was fighting this like shorter, kind of bigger dude, and like he'll come at you like a truck, like he'll literally like kind of run at you type of thing. Um, and like I have to really like think and kind of
Yeah.
maneuver myself like that. And I noticed I need him to do that more often because I want to get better at dealing with those situations. But as far as as far as you being on the back foot and just boxing, you need to learn that. That has to be a part of your boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not always going to be walking the guy down. So, but how was the Yara fight?
So I had Yair was winning, like or Yair was the clear winner. The fight had it been to the ground before that, and Yair was like piecing him up essentially. He was just landing a lot of shots essentially like at will. Ortega wasn't really blocking too much. Um, Yair was landing it. He had his 1-2 timed really well. He was hitting. He was hitting Ortega with just some really good shots. Ortega has a chin, man. Ortega
He has
has
a
a
chin.
chin, and
Did he
really
ever?
what?
I thought he hurt his hand. Ortega.
Ortega.
I thought Ortega.
What? Oh no, I mean like yeah, no, he like when the fight went to the ground, he dislocated his shoulder, his right shoulder.
God.
So what happened was it goes to the ground. Um Yair basically tries to set up what is he's setting up an armbar. Um the position that it was from is not most common. Usually you see it when like the both dudes are laid out on the ground, and he has him almost in like a kind of like a not he has like his arm between his legs, and he's laid back and whatnot. This was like this is an armbar from the guard that he was trying. Um, but really, let's see right here. Hold on, I'm actually gonna pull up the image of them because something I actually wanted to touch on real quickly. Um, just when it comes to essentially, like almost panicking. I was looking for the word, man. Panicking in situations. So let me see if I can find the exact moment right here where they were in this position, and I'm gonna share my screen here real quickly. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so there's this one. Let me zoom in on it real quick. Okay. Give me 1 second here. Oh, you are?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Oh, well, you're back.
Bye.
Yeah, let me share my screen real quickly, and then. Okay. So essentially, this moment that we're looking at is like
I don't see
right
you.
when.
Hold up. I don't see. I'm not seeing anything.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm gonna close my browser and come back. Hold up.
Okay. Bang, bing, 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 bing. Ba-da-ba-dum. I can't see the chat because I don't have YouTube open. Let me do that real quickly. Wait. Whoa, I'm still sharing my screen. Hold on. Just put that back up when he comes back. Whoa, I see myself. All right. Gonna have to edit the hell out of this podcast.
Okay, I think I'm back in.
Okay. You all good?
Still can't see it just yet. It's loading up still.
No, well, hold on. I'm gonna share my screen again. I stopped sharing.
Okay.
Yeah. So 1 second here. Okay. You still can't see?
Yes, I can see now.
Okay. So you see this position that they're in right now? This is basically like right when the fight ended. This position that we're looking at right here. So
your screen. Wait a minute. Your screen. Okay, there you go. Okay, I see it now.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what happened when the fight ended.
Yeah, that was the position that they ended in. So
So what the?
usually, so this is what I was talking about. Like usually, like with this position, you want to have the leg. If you look at Yair, in the green shorts, if you look at Yair's right leg, how it's a like kind of
Mhm.
across Ortega's belly,
Mhm.
that actually opens Ortega up to move like around and to like kind of move around clockwise around towards his around toward his head, so he'd be moving toward his left, and
Okay.
he could have gotten out of it, but instead he kind of panicked and he was like yanking his arm out when like he didn't even Yair didn't even have him fully in guard, so he can move to the side and he could have gotten out of it, but it was and it was so weird to see that because I didn't expect it from Ortega because Ortega is a very like his jujitsu is dangerous. He almost submitted
Mhm.
when he fought Volkanovski, he almost submitted Volkanovski, I think like three separate times. He had him in a
Wow.
triangle, he had him in a guillotine, and he had something else. I couldn't remember. But
How
it
did
was just
Volkanovski get
something
out?
sorry?
How did Volkanovski get out?
Well, okay. Well, the guillotine, in the guillotine, he really just kind of like in a guillotine or in like a rear naked choke or anything. People don't like they don't really realize because they haven't been in like it's a squeeze. Like a lot of times, people their idea of jujitsu is like you don't have to use too much muscle. You can use, it's like a very technical and you create leverage and stuff like that. And you do like you just use like your hips and things like that and use like the strong parts of your body and stuff like that to create leverage and whatnot. But like a choke is a squeeze. So like if a person can survive, they can just survive the choke. So like he essentially was, he was defending because like a guillotine essentially what you do is they're trying to stretch you out. Let me see if actually I can pull up. I forgot I was still sharing my screen, but let me see if I could pull up that position real quickly.
Okay.
Of him and Volkanovski. So it's probably just gonna actually pop right up the headlock. Yeah, it's literally right here, the guillotine that he was in. So
Okay.
this is what he was caught in. Um and when he
Sweet.
got out of it though, this is not the position that he got in. When he got out of it, he was actually on top. Um but basically what happens in that cuz this is a mounted guillotine that you see him do right here. Um
Mhm.
but there was a point in the fight where he was actually on top of him and he still had the guillotine. But basically it just he just survived, bro. Ortega basically essentially what happened was his arms got tired, um,
Mhm.
and then he just popped his head out. Um,
God damn.
I could very much be remembering it wrong with him being on top, and might have to just go back and watch it again. But I do, but what I'm saying is true that he just survived and popped his head out. Because he's just a savage, bro. Like he literally said, he was like, honestly, if he would have held on longer, I would have went out because he said that he was getting tunnel vision. Like he said that he was starting
Wow.
to go out, and then
Wow.
Ortega like released because like
Jeez, bro.
he just lost. He essentially just lost muscle. Like he just got tired because, bro,
Yeah.
when you're choking someone, bro, it's a squeeze. People don't really realize that. Like they think that the like when you see someone in a rear naked choke, a lot of people they see someone get the rear naked choke and they think that they're like yanking on their neck. And they're not, they're
Mhm.
not,
But
or
yeah,
they think that they're like
right.
pulling back and they're trying to like cut off
Mhm.
the trach. It's not what they're doing. It's
Right.
actually a
Right. Right.
crush.
Right.
They're
You're
squeezing it.
constrict. You're like constricting all your muscle onto the neck.
You squeeze your elbows together is what you do.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
get into that position and what you want to do is you want to squeeze your elbows together and that will tighten it.
Right.
Usually
Right. Right.
in
Right.
any choke, you want to squeeze your elbows together. That's
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah. And
unless
that does take effort, muscle. Like your actual it takes physical strength. It
Mhm.
takes physical strength out of you. So yeah, I definitely get that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, because if a person, listen, if a person is like they know what they're doing and then defending and they're gonna turn and they're like turning into the choke to like relieve leverage, or they're fighting the hand, this hand that you have that you would have behind your head. They're fighting that
right.
hand up there, or they're tucking their chin really well. You can't get it under, and at
Mhm.
that point, you can try and go for like a neck crank. You could try and get it
Okay.
around the chin, which is how if you look at, let me see if I can actually pull up that. If you look at Khabib and Connor, that's how Khabib submitted Connor. He didn't even get the choke around the neck. He got it around he got it around his chin, and he
Okay.
basically did what was called a neck crank, and he just got him out of there like that. Yeah, hold on. Let me share my screen one more time because I have it right here. Right here. One second here. So this, see, okay, so you see right here how he has, and this is right here where Connor's actually about to tap. But you see right here how Khabib has it around the chin. He doesn't have it like,
Yeah.
so
Right.
that's a neck crank that you can do, because what you do to defend that, to defend a choke, is you tuck your chin and you kind of put
Right.
your hands behind like this. But if people are
Uh-huh.
good, they know how to fight that. But if people can't get underneath the chin, there's other ways that you can finish it. And people just put their uh like they put it around the jaw and they crank the neck, and that hurts really
Okay.
bad.
Is that gonna break the jaw?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. So it's a jaw crank, neck crank. Yeah. So
My
but yeah,
lord.
man, but that's what were we even saying? But yeah, that's just one of the ways that you know, Khabib's just the goat, man. I do think that Khabib is the goat.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
you're frozen, brother.
How about now?
Yeah, it's okay. There's only a couple minutes left, but
So
nah, I think
Islam and Oliver got announced October.
I did see that. I can't believe I didn't bring that up, but I
Hmm.
did see that, and I'm pretty excited for that because
Yeah. We'll go into that more next week. But yeah, what were you saying?
no, I'm pretty excited for that because I have like here's my thing, man. I respect Khabib so much, like just like the his persona that he's had throughout like his entire fighting career. He's just never only there was only one time that you could see that where he deviated from his character, and that was when he jumped over like at the Connor fight and started fighting people in the stands. But that was the only time that I ever saw Khabib like deviate from his character. And
Hmm.
so like his decision to like leave the sport, while there's so many fights I still want to see go down, and while I still like when he retired still considered him to be like in the peak of his prime.
Hmm.
It's just so much like I just respect it. I just you
Right.
got to respect it. Man was
All you
like, I'm
can
going to
do is
get to
respect
30
it.
and 0, and then I'm going to leave, and like it's just respect, bro. Man, but I'm excited for this fight because that's like it's just the closest thing to seeing Oliver
It
and
could be
Khabib, and it's
right.
like it's that's a fight that I've just wanted to see for a long time because
Yeah.
it's obviously been the narrative. Like just everybody's been asking the question, like, can Khabib do what he has done to everyone else on the ground, even what he did to Dustin Poirier? Dustin Poirier he's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he's a grappler. I mean, he submitted Max Holloway, who is a who I mean he's Max Holloway is a kickboxer. Yeah, like that's his
Hmm.
style of fighting, but like he's a grappler too in his own right. Like he can grapple. You saw him grapple against Yair, and that was the difference. Um, but yeah, but that is what I want to see, bro. Is he going to be able to wrestle him? Like, bro, the thing is, bro, like these guys from Dagestan, their wrestling is on another level, bro. It's on another level. Cause
That's facts.
I was watching a video, a clip this week of Islam, of him sparring this kid, and he did this wrestling move that was just so crazy because it was just like it was a it was like it looked like Aikido, bro. It was so crazy. But it wasn't Aikido because like he was using real force and momentum, and he wasn't just using the guy's momentum against him. But it was just so crazy. But I don't even know what the move was called. If it was like a drop or a scoop or whatever. But he
Yeah,
was just
send me that for sure. Send me that one.
yeah. I'll
Um,
have to look for it.
yeah, yeah. The call's gonna end very shortly, so
Yeah, but that's all
we'll
I wanted
we'll
to
wrap
say
it
on
up.
that. So
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. We'll definitely talk about that more next week. Next week, this week I'm gonna the Skype should work. I just haven't tested it and played with it enough
hmm
to set it up for us. So by next week it should be good, and we'll be able to have longer streams and things like that for the fans and for the
sure.
YouTube family. You feel me? But for now, that is it for the red corner episode 6, and we'll be back next week Sunday 8:30 Eastern time, 7:30 Central time, and we'll call it that, and we'll end at that. Um, Ryan Garcia versus Tank. We need to see that fight, and that's that on that one.
hmm
All right, I'll definitely. Yo, watch the fight, bro. Watch.
Yeah, bro. I got it up still. I got it up still. I'm
Yeah,
about to watch it right
yeah,
now
bro. Okay, let me know what you think after.
for sure.
Okay,
All
all
right.
right, brother. We're done
All
now.
right. Peace out.
Peace.